this video is for music producers that are already established but are looking to move their career to the next level. And I'm not talking about necessarily in sonic quality. I'm talking about in business growth. And I reflect back on early days of my career and I look to the changes that have impacted my career trajectory. And the one theme that each of the stages have in common is that they required me facing a fear. They required me to have some kind of risk appetite. My risk appetite is generally low, but I still have been in situations where I felt like if I mess this up, the outcome's not going to be great. So that I think is critical, because when we are feeling uncomfortable or afraid, it's a sign that we are in a new environment. It is a sign of growth, because if growth existed without discomfort, we wouldn't be changing. And we build confidence through competence, and we get competence through practicing and through learning. So if I think about probably the very first facing of my fear as it related to career growth, it was when a friend of mine called me and asked me if I could do this particular recording session at what was the biggest studio in our city at the time. And I took the call. I was on holidays, and I remember I didn't say yes or no on the phone, but I remember feeling so scared, even though I'd been making records for years, not decades, but years. I'd graduated probably 5 years earlier, and I'd been working on Neve consoles and Harrison consoles and doing decent sized sessions. But I'd never worked at this commercial studio before. I'd always worked in the studios that I knew very well, the university that I learned at, some other smaller studios. And I was scared. Even though I understand signal flow, I understand how to mix, I understand mic placement, I can run a session. I didn't know the patch bay in that studio. I didn't know their microphone kit. I didn't know the sweet spot in the room. And I got off that call riddled with fear. And then I paused. I was actually on a bus traveling back to the airport. I was on holidays. Did I already say that? I can't remember. Anyway. And I thought, why am I scared? Like this, and fear often, like anxiety and excitement have a similar feeling. So maybe some of it was excitement, I don't know, but I felt scared. And then I just thought, well, if there's an assistant there doing the patching for me, just do it. Because it was a low stakes session. Like if I'd have messed it up, this particular session, it would not have been the end of the world. I called my friend back. I said, will there be an assistant there to help? They said, yes. I said, let's do it. I hung up the phone, and I was still nervous, but also a bit excited. I did the session. It went well. That led to more and more sessions that then led to other sessions that I was very nervous about. Like the first time I recorded a symphony orchestra on my own and was solely responsible for the setup and the recording. Or when I've had to do live recordings of shows that were being filmed to produce DVDs, one show only, one opportunity, don't mess it up. These are scary situations. I push through the fear. I mitigate the problems as best I can, and just learn to live in that slight discomfort and grow, unless you're completely happy doing the same thing with different people over and over and over and over again. But just remember, when you get stuck in that, take the call, hello stranger, yes, come and meet me tomorrow at the studio and we'll make a hit record. You're not going to make a hit record with strangers. You know, you need time. You need to be in a position where you can command rates that enable you to develop rapport and take time. And that's going to require you to jump outside of that comfort zone and build skills, learn new techniques, and get confidence through the competence. So become a better engineer, become a better business operator, become a better producer. You have to face your fears, start with the little ones, and then build up from there.